This is the best possible start to fitness, and this video is intended for people that have never gotten fit in their lives. They're completely sedentary, they have never done any physical activity, mostly for gamers who watch my gaming channel. So, this is a very basic introductory video to fitness. It is not going to show you advanced or specialized things. I am also intending this video only for men aged 18 to 49. The reason why is because I'm not a woman. I can't help women with their fitness goals because I'm, again, not a girl. Sorry. This is very general and very basic information. This video is also not sponsored in any way. I am not being paid to promote any products, and there will be no ads other than the basic YouTube ads. Just to show you that I'm not a shill, I'm not a plant, I'm not doing this for some sort of to push a product or anything. I just want you to know that I have never taken any sponsors on this channel so far. This video is not about specializing in anything. A lot of fitness advice has you hyper-specialize in a very specific diet or specializing in very specific fitness regimes that build you for a very specific purpose. This one will not do that, all right? Also, I'm going to be using lots of gaming terms because I am a gaming channel. And yes, I did intend this channel to be fitness at some point, so let's try it out 2025. Let's go. All right, so legal disclaimer. This video is intended just for me. Every video on my channel, I make for a future version of me that forgets this stuff. It is, hey, you can watch it if you want, but I am literally speaking to a future version of myself. Also, this video is not medical advice, and if you want to sue me, I have no money anyway, so enjoy wasting it on legal fees. If you think, well, I can prevent you from ever buying a house or a car with credit, well, guess what? I have no credit, and if I ever buy anything with money, it's upfront and paid in full, so you're only screwing yourself over. Let's get into the video. What's covered? What are we covering? We're covering a super simple diet. All right, very simple diet, nothing too restrictive or crazy that anyone can do. I'm going to teach you how to get an XP boost for all of your fitness journey via cardio, working on cardio to make the grind that much easier. There are so many big dudes in the gym, so many cops and firefighters that have like no cardio at all, and they just gas out immediately. Even boxers, they just gas out immediately. So we're going to fix that. That's the first thing we're going to fix in your fitness journey. And it's basically like, it's like doing all the main story quests in a game to get the good gear, and then the rest of the grind is super easy. That's the whole point, is to make the rest of the grind as easy as possible. And I'm also going to teach you how to fix your mentality, fix your brain, fix your thoughts, so that you could actually get fit and have a nice fitness journey. Because a lot of these videos, they just tell you what to do, and then you're never motivated to actually do it. You're never actually sitting there like, oh, I can do this, or oh, that's too much trouble. You can't get off your ass and go do it. There's no point. So I'm going to help you with that. And then there's other miscellaneous health-related stuff in this video. So let's get started with why would you diet? All right, so you're either overweight or you're underweight. You're a skeleton or you're a fat blob, okay? And if you're underweight, which I've been underweight before, and we call that victim weight. So if you're under 200 pounds, now you don't have to be 200 pounds. You can be like 170, 180. It really depends on your height. We'll talk more about that maybe later in the video. But essentially, the meme is that if you're an underweight male, you get bullied, you get robbed, you get targeted for harassment. You're much easier to take on in a fight. You can't save the princess or save the day if the shoplifters decide to start smashing up a jewelry store at the mall or something, okay? But at the same time, if you're fat, you're obese, you are just a blob, you might have a little bit more strength than someone that's skinny, but you wouldn't be able to chase anyone down. They could just, steal your phone and then run away, and you're just screwed. So we're going to be fixing all of that with this little kind of training regime, and I hope you enjoyed the little Wojak characters here. And there we go. Let's get started. All right, let's start with going from fat to a normal, healthy weight, and then we'll talk about from going skinny to normal. It's a lot simpler, but again, the majority of people in the world, or at least America, I guess, are overweight, and that's just how it is. So we're going to start with that. Now, you're going to be eating a maximum of 1,750 calories a day, maximum. All right, now, if you go over this, then oops, you didn't do so good that day. You don't have to fast to make up for it. You don't have to do any special, Olympic stuff to make up for it. You don't have to go run a couple miles to make up for it. No, you can just simply, oops, I messed up that day, on to the next day. Don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up about it. And, if you have the mental fortitude, you could fast and make up for it. You can. It's up to you. It's however you want to deal with it, all right? But, if you have, like, the family over, or you're at a job function and your boss cooks a big I don't know, cake, and if you don't eat the cake, you're not getting your promotion, yeah, you're going to lose that day. Just suck it up and deal with it, all right? But if you're constantly losing every day from outside sources, you got to make some kind of change, all right? Now, next up, and this is something I have never seen a single fitness channel talk about at all, ever. And again, these guys are all sponsored, and they have to, like, meet requirements with their, products, teams, and crap, and their networks. But 65% daily fiber. Now, the nutritional information that says, oh, you need to, this is your percent of your daily fiber. You just need 65%, okay? There's a few reasons for this. One, you won't feel as hungry and jittery and upsetty spaghetti and craving buffets and ice cream if you get your fiber in. Fiber is the cure for cravings. But also, it's going to save you an ass load of money on toilet paper, and it's going to make your bathroom number 2 visits way quicker, way more efficient, and it's going to make you're going to feel way healthier if you get your fiber in than if you don't. And every single big buff bodybuilder and big mega athlete, none of them ever talk about this, and when you look at their diets, it's completely devoid of fiber, so they're taking the nastiest, slimiest, oiliest, fattiest poops, and it's not fun, and I don't want to put anyone through that. So part of the diet is getting your fiber so that you can function like a normal person, and you can go about your day without being cramped and feeling crappy all the time and having low energy and being hungry all day. So next up, this one's another hot take that I've never seen a single person talk about this ever, and I have scientific data to back this up, but for the ideal body of 175 pounds or 80 kilograms, now again, you're not eating for your current body, you are eating for the body that you want. That is what a diet is. All right, yeah, if you're 300 pounds and you want to maintain 300 pounds, you're going to have to eat like 100 plus proteins. I'm going to show you the scientific articles, don't worry about it, but all you need, and this is so easy to do, 53 grams of protein. That's easy. And, if you get 52 or 50 or 48, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to give you scientific proof with, articles, but also I have personally used myself as a test subject. On this channel, I am a video game researcher, but I'm also a researcher of real life. And so I have done 1.5 years of research on this specific subject. And I'm making this video to report my findings. That's what this is. And it's, again, this is for total body weight, not lean body mass, not your muscle mass. All right, none of that. You just however much you weigh. And if you want to weigh 175, then you eat 53 grams. For women, obviously, and again, this video is not intended for women at all. You would maybe eat less, but I'm not a girl, and I'm not going to, somehow find a girl to do the experiments for another 1.5 years. I'm just going to move on. But 53 grams of protein. How do you get this? Why would you get this? What is the most optimal way to get this diet rolling? And why 1750 calories? Doesn't your TDEE and your total, expenditure, blah, 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 don't worry about that. That's specializing. We're not specializing today. We're doing the most basic of basic. All right, 1750 calories is going to get you to lose weight, and it's going to get you to lose weight fast without you being super hungry and skittery, and your brain starts fogging up, and you're not going to do any specialized keto crap. And I'm gonna diss the hell out of keto later in the video, because it is not a diet you should follow. It is a Reddit meme. You will get kidney stones, and you will just ruin your brain. If you need your brain for your day-to-day activities, don't ever do keto. We're going to talk about just the most basic stuff that almost anyone can follow here in just a bit. But I just want to let you guys know this is the very basic of basic basis for losing weight. And I'm gonna make it a little bit easier to count your calories. I'm gonna show you how to count it easier and counting your protein so that you will be getting a little bit more than 53 grams, especially if you eat like a normal human. We're gonna talk about that in just a bit. Now, let's talk about skinny to normal, which is almost no one probably watching this, but just in case, you're some underweight, 105 pound, 110 pound, the victim weight we talked about earlier. Just eat all the things. Just eat whatever you want, but make sure that you're eating a lot of things. You need to have 2,000 to 3,000 plus calories a day going into your body, depending on how tall you are. Again, I can't help you too much if you're skinny, but you need to be eating a lot. Don't be that skinny guy that eats like half a bowl of no sauce pasta, and that's like, like 200-300 calories, and that's your whole meal for the day. No, you need to be eating like double cheeseburgers, pizzas, wings, ice cream, everything that you can afford that's high calorie. Rice and beans. You can afford rice and beans. That's the cheapest stuff in the planet right now, okay? So you need to be constantly eating, but you can't not just eat, all right? You also need to do cardio and exercise, because otherwise you will go from being skinny to weak fat or weak normal. You will be skinny fat. All right, you will be essentially unable to lift or, drag your new heavier body around in the world, and it will not be fun. And in my life, I have went from, because I'm in poverty, right? I went from, being a very athletic child to being a very obese child to being a very skinny young adult to being a very weak, medium weight adult, to being a very fat, weak adult, to being a strong, fat adult, to being a normal, healthy, strong adult, to being a super skinny, featherweight, but athletic person, back to normal, back to fat, back to normal. So I know what I'm talking about in this video. Just stick with me here. But for the most part, we're going to be talking more about going from fat to skinny. And it is preferable to build, or in your fitness journey, to just do the trip one time, unlike me, who has done it 4 times in my life. But essentially, you're going to just eat more stuff, eat more. And it doesn't matter if it's Twinkies or cakes or ice cream. Just make sure you're eating, okay? You don't want to be that victim weight. But in order to gain power, you're going to need to do cardio and lift weights and do some form of exercise. You don't want to just eat into excess and get bigger. All right, because that's not healthy for your organs or your brain or your life or your love life. And so the only cure to being skinny is to eat more. That's really it. There's no, just eat this specific thing. No, it's all about calories. You're going to need to eat more calories than your body is burning. And because you're super skinny, you're probably burning an okay amount. But once you put on muscle, you'll burn more per day. We'll talk about that later in the video. Now, for the diet, here are some very basic but also very maddening rules. We'll talk about it, okay? So you're going to be rounding up all your calories that you take in to the nearest 100. And you're going to round down all the protein to the nearest 5. So, for example, if you eat a yogurt cup that is 70 calories, it's now 100 calories, all right? And your limit is 1750, okay? That's your limit, all right? And so if you eat a 110 calorie slice of cheese, like on a sandwich or something, it's now a 200 calorie slice of cheese. So this is going to really bully you into not wanting to eat those slices of cheese or those cups of yogurt, because you're going to be over-calculating your calorie intake, which is going to help you lose weight faster, but also keep track of it much easier than having to write every single thing down in a food journal and calculate exactly how many calories you're eating and how many you're not. Now, for protein, again, you're going to be underestimating the protein so that you will eat more than the average daily amount. And I'll share the science article and my personal experience in just a bit. But essentially, if you eat like a 7-gram protein egg, it's now 5 grams, and a 19-gram chicken breast or whatever, which, I mean, a chicken breast should be way more than 19 grams, but let's just pretend here like it's a little baby one, then it's now 15 grams, all right? So you're going to be aggressively rounding up the calories and aggressively rounding down the protein, all right? And again, that way you meet your requirements every single day, and it's easier to keep track of. Now, I know this is hard to see, but if you really don't like the aggressive rounding up, you can do exacts, which I think I did some rounding here. This is from 2020. This is a food log. Like, I had some chunky soup, green tea, honey, radishes, cucumber, cheese, ranch, eggs, tea, chicken, and a banana that day. That was 1,517 calories. And you can do a food log if you want. You're totally free to do so, right? I had 1,639 calories that day. If I aggressively rounded this up, this would be 400, this would be 300, this would be 200, this would be 500, 500, that'd be 100, that'd be 100. Yes, just having some raw white, onions diced for 7 calories would be 100. Round it up. You gotta always round it up. Tic Tacs would be 100. That's right, that's candy. Apparently, I only had 16 ounces of water and 20 ounces of tea that day, so I was not hydrating well at all. We could talk about hydrating later, but if you want to be exact with it, you won't lose weight as fast. You simply won't. But it is, again, you can do it however you want, whatever's easier for you. I think aggressive rounding is much easier. It doesn't require food logging either. Now, for the whole thing about the protein stuff, let's talk about that. So this is the nap.nationalacademies.org. This is the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine. And these guys, essentially, I'm not sure if they're a government entity or not. I think they might be. But They are basically the researchers of, diets and a whole bunch of things, right? A whole lot of stuff. And in one of their massive, massive reads here, this is 1,332 pages. We have dietary references for intake. And you can see here the data suggests that, men 19 to 30 years, 31 to 50 years, it doesn't matter the age. Again, I told you, 18 to 49 is what I put in the video. All right, because I'm not even close to 40s or 50s. All right, so I can't vouch for, men of that age. And I'm not a woman, so I can't vouch for women at all. But 0.66 grams of kilograms a day of protein. Now, you can use Google and convert kilograms to pounds, but 80 kilograms is 175 pounds. All right, so there you go. So you would do 80 times 0.66, and again, that's like 53, rounded up. But again, since we're aggressively rounding our protein down, you're going to get more than that. Now, a few other things too is, now this article here is the estimated average requirements of protein. All right, and then on page 645, we have the estimated, and then here on page 645 is the recommended daily amount, which is 0.8 per grams per kilogram, or 56 grams a day of protein for the average person. This is assuming 70 kilograms, not 80. So again, it'd be like 64 because 0.8 times 80, it would be 64. Easy math, right? So anyway, what I'm getting at is, well, it's always good to trust but verify. I've always said that on my YouTube channel, trust but verify. So what have I done? Well, I have taken this whole article, 1,332 pages, and I put it through the rigorous tests using myself as the test subject for 1.5 years. And this article, it goes through a whole lot of stuff about people that do lift weights and people that don't. And this sentence right here, summary. In view of the lack of compelling evidence, this is on page 661. In view of lack of the compelling evidence to the contrary, no additional dietary protein is suggested for healthy adults undertaking resistance or endurance exercise. So every single dude, bro, every single big muscle man that clearly does roids on YouTube or wherever you get your fitness advice that tells you need to eat like 230 grams of protein a day is full of it. And I'm gonna talk about my own personal experiences, because again, I use myself as a test subject. I'm gonna tell you what happens when you undereat protein and what happens whenever you eat what this article recommends. So for the first experiment for 6 months, I only ate 23 grams of protein per day. Very low amounts of protein. And my 1 rep max, now I ate a basic standard diet of matching my exact TDEE so that I'm not gaining and losing weight. But essentially, I only made sure it was 23 grams of protein. So it's almost all carbs, a little bit of fat, but almost all carbs. So very carb-heavy diet here. And so my 1 rep max lift in this 6-month period of only eating 23 grams of protein a day dropped by 20 pounds. That means my heaviest, hardest lift ever was reduced by 20 entire pounds in 6 months. That's how much my muscles decayed. Okay, all right. I also got sick twice in this 6-month period, and I was very lethargic in this 6-month period. And if you go through my YouTube channel, you can see just how unproductive I was 1.5 years ago, like very low energy videos, right? But I did save a lot of money, and that was kind of the part of the purpose that I wanted to do it. I just want to save money, really, but also I wanted to put it to the test. Does protein actually do anything? And it turns out, yes, it does. And then afterward, I did a 1-year test, all right, 1 full year, 365 days, averaging 54 grams of protein a day, sometimes higher, sometimes lower. But if I took the average of every single day, and, did the math, there you go, 54 grams, right? Just like the article says. And my 1 rep max from the start to the end only dropped 4 pounds, all right? And the thing is, it goes up and down. When I'm looking at the data, it rose up as high as 6 months into doing this. My 1 rep max was up 7 pounds, but I did get sick at least once this year towards the end of the year, which I just recovered from, so I think that's why my 1 rep max dropped. But it would go up 7 pounds, go down. The most it ever went down was 4, but it would go back up to 7 pounds, and so on and so forth. And so it's just going up and down. So by eating only 54 grams a day, you maintain your ability to just maintain your muscles. you don't really have muscle decay. Now, all the big bodybuilders and fitness channels are like, if you're out eating 200 grams of protein a day, you're going to lose all your muscle and you're going to you're going to wither up and become a weak little weakling, and you got to eat our protein powder and our protein bars and our supplements. And if you don't, you're going to die. That's basically what it's fear-mongering. It's all it is. Now, of course, if you wanted to really min-max, that would be specialization. We're not talking about specializing in today's video. We're merely doing the most basics of basics just to get you started, just to get you out and about, just to spelling all the rumors. You don't have to sit there and eat steaks and endless protein shakes to put on some muscle and get healthy. You don't have to do that. Now, I'm going to give you just a basic kind of dietary thing that I would do. You are free to meet the requirements however you want, but I have min-maxed it to be as easy, quick, and as cheap as possible. So let me show you how I would achieve these numbers. So for breakfast, and my thing isn't working. For breakfast, you're going to have 1 serving of Fiber One cereal. Make sure it's the whole grain one, not the cluster one, not some kind of sugary sweet one. And this right here, it's 90 calories and 3 protein. Now you're going to round that to 100 calories and 0 protein, okay? And then 1 serving, that is 1 cup, 244 milligrams of whole milk, not 2% milk, not fat-free milk or skim milk. You can if you want. And if you can't drink milk, well, this cereal is actually grotesque, okay? This is going to be the worst tasting cereal you have ever eaten. It is dry. It is like eating those little crunchy sticks at a Chinese place. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's pretty dang good because it's 65% of your daily fiber. It is the cheapest way to get fiber as a food source and not as a medicine source. If you want to eat like 4 cans of refried beans, then go for it, Buster. But I'm telling you right now, you eat 1 bowl of this cereal, you're done for the day for your fiber. You don't have to worry about it, and your butthole's going to thank you. All right? Now, again, if you are lactose intolerant, you'll have to find some other substitute for milk, maybe almond milk, not soy milk. Don't ever drink that. It's going to give you man titties, and I know from a fact that it does, okay? But let me just tell you, this right now is 300 calories down and 5 grams of protein. That's it. That's done. And this is going to fill you up most of the day. Again, it's a very small amount of cereal. It's like a fistful of these little crunchy things. And it's going to fill you up. It's going to make you feel great. And it's going to allow you to go out and exercise. And the milk part is just to make the cereal tolerable. But milk itself is an amazing calorie to protein ratio. There's a whole lot of other things the milk has in it. And milk is just it's just something that you want to drink for health if you can. Now, this will leave you with 1,450 calories and 48 grams of protein to make for the rest of the day. And here are just some of the cheaper or easier or just faster ways to get the rest of your calories and protein. So, a half pound or 8 ounces of 93.8 ground beef. What does that mean? 93.8 means it's 93% lean, 8% fat. And you can go with 73, 16, whatever. Whatever the number is. You can choose whatever ground beef you want. But the 93.8 is the leanest variant, which means for every 400 calories, you're getting 45 grams of protein, which is a really good ratio. And now, it's hard to just eat ground beef by itself, so I usually eat it with rice. Long grain rice is the cheapest I can get, and I cook 1 cup at a time or more, or 1 cup. If I bulk cook, I'll cook more than 1 cup, obviously. But 1 cup of uncooked rice is 700 calories, but only 10 grams of protein. Now, I also cook this, again, at the bottom of the screen. I cook it with a knob of butter. And 1 serving of butter is 100 calories and no protein, but it makes it so much more flavorful. I kind of need that butter, right? Now, eggs. Eggs are great. If they're on sale right now, there's an egg shortage in my area, so eggs are too expensive. But 1 egg, you round it up to 100 calories, and you round it down to 5 protein. Then 1 can of pinto beans. Pinto beans can be insanely cheap. I preferably buy the bag and cook the dry ones, but I know a lot of people hate that, and that's a deal breaker, so they just buy the cans. 1 can or 1 pound of pinto beans is 400 calories and 20 grams of protein. Again, these are just the cheap, easy, fast, simple, you're just eating a plate of dog food every day kind of alternatives if you just want to meet your basic needs. and you meet your amino acids and stuff like that. Don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% yet on that aminos, but I'm pretty sure that eating a diet like this, you might have to eat an orange every once in a while so you don't get scurvy or something, but other than that, you're good. Next up is basic salads, and it's way cheaper to make your own than to go to a restaurant, but a 5-ounce can of tuna is 100 calories to 20 grams of protein. It's your best one, but I know people are like, oh, mercury poisoning. Now, I've eaten a lot of tuna, and I don't know if I have mercury poisoning. Now, I've had blood work done, and the only thing that ever comes back on my blood work is high cholesterol. Everything else is good, but I can't guarantee it for your area, or if your tuna is not going to have mercury, whatever. I think it's a meme. I think it's a scare tactic to get you to buy sugary sodas and stuff, but whatever. So, can of chicken. If you don't like tuna, you can eat cans of chicken instead. And it's a little more expensive, but it's 300 calories per 50 grams of protein. So just one can of chicken, and then you can just eat whatever else you want the rest of the day. Now, I buy these 2-pound bag salads because they're the cheapest, and I eat 1/3 of the bag at a time, which is only 100 calories, no protein. But you do get vitamin K, which is nice. Salad dressing. Now, this is a bad one. This is just empty calories. I don't want to eat a boring-ass salad, okay? I don't like my meals to be boring and gross. So I use Italian dressing, and maybe not the Olive Garden fancy stuff, maybe the cheap stuff, but essentially, I do a triple dose, because I'm doing, 1/3 of a 2-pound bag of salad, right? I do a lot of dressing, okay? So that's 300 calories. Now, rotisserie chicken, you get those $5 rotisseries at Costco or Sam's Club. That is 200 calories and 15 grams of protein per 3 ounces of chicken. And you can buy one of these and they last for quite a while, like 4 days. I'd say 4 days tops before it starts getting yucky in the fridge. And yes, I know all of the stuff listed except for the salad is high sodium. Just drink more water. It's real simple. Don't worry about sodium right now. And again, these are all just random super cheap examples. Obviously, this wouldn't be the best meal, but it is definitely a poverty meal. You got like large elbow pasta, 6 ounces of that, cooked with some stewed tomatoes, pretty poverty meal, 900 calories, only 20 grams of protein. So again, that's most of your calories, but then you can make up for it with healthy stuff like cottage cheese and peanut butter and, well, turkey deli meat, very high sodium. I don't recommend it, but it is just some sort of meat for the day if you want to chew on something. You don't have to make a sandwich out of deli meat. You can just yoink it out of the package and stuff it in your mouth. It's super quick to eat. You don't have to sit there and have a 20-minute dinner. You just stuff it in your face, chew it up, and go back to playing video games or whatever it is you're trying to do that day. And if you want to figure out your own stuff, that's totally fine. Like here, I asked Grok of Twitter, show me 5-gram protein increments of all the top foods with the lowest calories. So you got lean chicken breast on top. You got a bunch of different, like, fishes. Again, like, tilapia got expensive in my area, especially cod. Tuna, canned in water, not so bad, But, again, you can just look at this list here. You can ask an AI, for a similar list if you want. Obviously, I'm not going to put, you should eat squid. Yeah, right. That's not really available in most parts of where I'm from, at least. And, you have peanuts and pistachios and cashews and all this stuff and seeds. And, broccoli's down here at number 82 cooked. But, again, broccoli's kind of expensive where I'm from. I do love broccoli, one of my favorite vegetables, but again, you're going to have to figure out your own meals. I've given you plenty of examples. Don't just eat what I've shown you on the video here. And again, you're going to have to eat what you can tolerate. For me, ground turkey just made me sick, and I just can't go back to it. So I go with the beef instead, and I value the time to cook and clean and the cost of the ingredients over the flavor of the ingredients, other than buttering rice, of course. But eat low-calorie and high protein. It's really that simple. Keep it, under 1750 calories and try to get 54 grams of protein a day. That's all you have to do. That's the simplest way to go from fat to normal health. It's really, really simple. No crazy stuff needed. Now that you know how to diet, it's time to get the exercise part started, and the very first skill unlock that you need is the ability to jog, as in to move faster than walking or speed walking. This is not running, this is not sprinting, this is not hauling ass from zombies, this is not holding down the shift button in a first-person shooter so you run faster or do crazy Fortnite slides. This is simply just walking forward with your character faster than using the walk toggle, okay? That's what this is. And you're going to need to be able to jog, not at a you don't have to fast jog, that is specialization. You just need to be able to jog, as in faster than normal walking, with a jog animation. You need to be able to do this a minimum of 30 minutes, real life time, okay, without rest, as in without losing all your breath and panting and collapsing over on the ground. And I understand you might be overweight. You might even be massively overweight. I don't know how much you weigh, but even if you're in the 200 to 300 pound range, even someone that's like 295 can still activate this ability to jog 30 minutes without rest, because I've personally done it, and so if I can do it, I'm pretty sure most people can also. It takes a lot of work if you're very overweight, and that's what the diet does. That's what dieting does. It will help you lower your weight so that you can activate this ability sooner. And let me tell you, maybe you're watching this and you're like, I want to become strong and have big muscles and deadlift cars and lift heavy weights and get girls. And let me tell you right now that unlocking jog, at least for 30 minutes without rest, is an experience multiplier. It is an ability that a lot of lifters don't even have, and they're going to gas out, they're going to tire out, their lifts won't be as efficient or effective. And when you do get the girl, if you're going to gas out when it's lovemaking time, then what's the point anyway? So this is the very first fundamental thing that your character, yourself as a person, needs to be able to do anything else fitness related efficiently and effectively. Yeah, sure, you could skip all the other fitness stuff and go straight into powerlifting and have big ol' arms and big ol' calves or whatever you want, but it's not going to do you any good if you're just too tired to use them. And if you take two people and put them in parallel dimensions, one person unlocks jog first and the other person unlocks, 2-plate parallel deadlift or squat, whatever it is Sam Hyde wants the other guy to do, whatever that meme is. Well, then the guy that unlocks jog first and eventually unlocks the, 2-plate parallel squat is going to be in a way better position. But also, he's going to be able to reach that 2-plate parallel squat before the other guy does. It's just that simple. So what is a jog, you may ask? A jog is moderate speed, faster than walking, but slower than running. So something like this in a video game. Yes, I'm using video games. That's what this channel's about, is using video game stuff. If you don't like it, go watch some normie then that does normie crap at the normie gym with this little fancy pants camera, okay? Because we're using video game terms here. We're going to learn through video games. So this is the go-to for normal travel when you need to balance between speed and energy efficiency. Jogging is the default movement speed when you're moving a character around in a video game usually, okay? The animation that you have when you jog shows a clear increase in pace, with arms swinging more, perhaps a slight increase in breathing or footstep sounds. That's what a jog is, okay, lads? All right, it is not a sprint where you are running as fast and as hard as you can, like an emergency situation, like there's a masked murderer with a knife trying to stab you in the back. That is sprinting. Now, do note a lot of these numbers aren't exact, okay, but there's different ways to achieve jogging experience points, and that is you can jog in place, which is not very effective at all, jogging outdoors being the most effective, though not an option for everyone, and jogging on a treadmill is an okay way to level up jogging, though it is, again, not as effective as outdoors, but if you can't do outdoors due to weather or danger, then you would have to jog on a treadmill, and if that's not an option, you have to jog in place, and if that's not an option, then you're going to have to figure it out yourself, because I can't think of any situation where you can't do one of these three things. So, essentially, to level up jogging, you have to jog, and then when you jog, and when you get tired and it's uncomfortable or painful, or you're too exhausted to jog any longer, you have to rest, and then once you're rested, you jog again, and then you rest. And you repeat this process over 9 to 12 weeks till you don't need to rest anymore after 30 minutes of jogging. And I'll break it down for you and give you a basic couch to 5K example. So in this regard, a basic program would look something like this. You jog for 1 minute. It's going to hurt if you're out of shape and you've never jogged before. You're going to be out of breath. Your chest will be burning. Your body's going to be aching all over. Okay, but you're going to rest 1 to 1.5 to 2 minutes, and then you're going to jog again. Again, you can rest longer if you want. That's fine. If it takes you 5 minutes to catch your breath, 10 minutes, all right? But, and again, if you can't jog 1 minute without fully collapsing, then make it 30 seconds. Again, you're going to have to adjust this to your health needs. Now, depending on how sedentary you are, how overweight you are, how out of shape you are, if you have like knee problems, asthma, again, everybody is different. And, if you're just born with the best genetics ever and you have a heavy job or you run around all over the place all day, then you can even make this more difficult. But this is like a week 1 just starting out thing, right? And you're going to adjust it to your needs. And I'll talk about adjustments here in a bit. But essentially, you're going to do this 8 times, and it's going to take you 20 to 30 minutes if you follow this one. If you jog 1 minute, then rest 1.5 minutes, and you do that 8 times, that's about 20 minutes, right? And if you rest longer, that'll be 30 minutes, all right? And then afterwards, you're going to recover, fully recover. None of this, dude, bro science fitness crap like, work through the burn. Oh, you're sore, go get back to the gym. No. You're going to take 2 to 3 days off, and you're going to fully recover. You're going to fully heal, and then you're going to do this 3 times in 1 week, preferably, if you can. If you can't, 2 times in 1 week. That's fine. Anything is better than nothing. That's the most important thing. Anything is better than nothing. You just have to do it. You have to do the grind. You can't unlock these abilities and level up your real-life character if you don't get out and do the grind. And again, this is all in your first month. So week 2, you would jog 1.5 minutes, rest 2 minutes, and do this 6 times. And then week 3, you jog 1.5 minutes, you'd rest 1.5 minutes, so you're getting a little bit less rest this time. Then you jog 3 minutes, and then you rest 3 minutes, and you repeat this twice. So then you'd go back and jog 1.5 minutes again, etc., etc. Now, week 4 is it's kind of like the first main level up or boss fight, right? So you're going to jog 3 minutes, you're going to rest 1.5 minutes. You're going to jog 5 minutes. Then you're going to rest 2.5 minutes. You're going to jog 3 minutes again, resting 1.5 minutes. And then you're going to jog 5 minutes. And there is no repeating. You're done. You kick the boss's butt. But again, you're doing each of these 3 times or more a week or less. Again, it depends. But you want to work your way up through week 4 where you can jog 5 minutes straight without needing to rest. All right? And again, when a lot of week 4 is warming up. You're jogging 3 minutes, that's your warm up. You rest 1.5 minutes, you're good to go. You jog 5 minutes, boom, you did it. You rest 2.5 minutes, but you're still aching, you're a bit sore, you're a bit burning. You're going to jog that 3 again, because you did it the first time. You can do it the second time. You rest 1.5 minutes, and again, then you jog 5. And again, you can increase the difficulty if you want more XP farming. If you can jog 6 minutes and rest 1.5 minutes, hell yeah, brother. If you can jog 1.5 minutes and you need 5 minutes of rest, then you do you, okay? But you just have to get out there and do the grind. Now, week 5, the difficulty does ramp up a bit, but you will get there, and this is a repeatable week. If you fail it, you have to start over once again. So, on your first day of week 5, you jog 5 minutes, you rest 3 minutes. You repeat this 3 times total. So, you're going to be jogging 15 minutes, and you're going to be resting 9 minutes. So there you go. Now, I guess repeat 2 more times, but you're going to do the whole thing 3 times. Day 4, because you're going to be resting from day 1. You're going to be, on day 1, you do your jog. Day 2 and day 3, you've rested. Day 4 comes, it's time to jog again. You're going to jog 8 minutes, rest 5 minutes, and you're going to do that 1 more time. So you're going to do another 8-minute jog, and then another 5-minute rest, and you're done. And then day 7, this is the boss fight. All right, this is another boss fight. You're gonna jog in 21 minutes, no rest, and if you can't jog the 21 minutes and you fail and you just run out of breath, you get way too exhausted, you're way too hurt, you just literally can't mentally push yourself to jog those 21 minutes, that's fine. You're gonna call it a day. You're gonna rest a couple days, and you're gonna start week 5 over again. So you're gonna go back to day 1, do the 5-minute jog, the 3-minute rest, repeat 3 times. And then day 4, you're going to jog 8, rest 5, repeat 1 more time. And then, again, day 7 of, would be your week 6 now. You're going to try that 21-minute jog with no rest again. And you're going to repeat this again and again and again until you can jog 21 minutes with no rest. And it may take a while for your diet and your exercise to kind of line up to where you're losing enough weight to be able to do this. It may take a while for you to build up enough stamina and, your lungs and your ligaments and your joints and everything to level up and power up and get stronger. But most humans will be able to do this over time. It may take you longer than some, and it may take you may be able to do it the first try. You may one-shot the boss, okay? But you're just going to repeat it until you can do it. And again, if it takes you a year, I don't know why it would take anyone a year, unless you're extremely unhealthy and have all the bad genetics or something. But if it takes you a whole year of repeating this fight over and over and over again, that's the grind. And when you do it, you will have done it, and you will unlock the ability to jog for 21 minutes without resting. Maybe not consecutively, but you can at least build up to it. Like, oh no, the zombies are coming. I can, get my steps in, and you'll be able to survive. It's just a fun little way of thinking about it. Zombies aren't real. We all know that. Well, I guess the fentanyl ones are, but they aren't the ones that chase you and bite you, I guess. Unless you're in Florida. Now comes the harder week. So week 6, day 1, you jog 5, you rest 3, you jog 8, you rest 3, you jog 5. Day 4, you jog 10, you rest 3, you jog 10. Day 7, boss fight time. This time you're jogging 25 minutes without rest. Come on, you did 21 minutes, you built up 21 minutes. What's 4 more minutes? It's a grind, and it should start to get a lot easier here. I think once you're past week 4, it's kind of downhill, really. It really depends on, again, your health. I can't speak for everyone, but I think weeks 5 and 6 are a lot easier. Now, week 7 it's like boss rush time. It's all boss fights, okay? Week 7, you jog day 1, you jog 25 minutes, no rest, okay? Just like the previous week. It's just a repeat of the same fight. Day 4 comes, jog 25 minutes, no rest. Again, you're just grinding the same boss fight over and over. Day 7, you're fighting a slightly harder boss. This time, 28 minutes with no rest. Now comes week 8 and week 9. So day 1 and day 4, you're jogging 28 minutes, no rest. You don't get to rest anymore. You're basically in the end game here. Day 7, you jog 30 minutes, no rest. And technically you did it. You've unlocked the ability to jog, the official ability that only 10% of humans in the world have these days. I'm not kidding. Only 10% of the people in the world can jog 30 minutes without taking a rest. It's stupid. We have become so weak as a creature. But anyway, the grind doesn't end because you have to maintain this ability. So week 9, day 1, day 4, and day 7, you are going to jog 30 minutes, no rest. Now let's talk about XP decay. So XP decay is whenever you lose the ability to do a fitness feat. In this case, if you do nothing, if you sit on your ass for 1 whole month, you can still do it after unlocking the ability to jog. You can still jog 30 minutes, no rest. Most people probably can. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to burn. It's going to hurt. It's not going to be as easy peasy. And again, this also depends on your weight class. A heavier weight class will have a struggle with this. But again, even at 295 pounds, you can still do this. 3 months without doing any grinding, as in you do no cardio. You sit on your butt and play video games and do nothing but eat fast food and junk for 3 months. You're going to lose about 2 to 3 weeks of progress. So you're going to have to grind it back. But you're going to grind it back a lot faster than you lost it. All right, 1 year of doing nothing at all, either due to sickness, being bedridden, or just giving up on life and just playing World of Warcraft all day. You're going to still be able to do week 1, all right, assuming you're not an extreme obese weight, your first try. So you can still do week 1 easy, that you can still knock out the first week, but the rest of the weeks you're going to have to do all over again. And once you do it, you get your ability back. Now, what about for extreme dieting? If you are on a 700 calorie deficit, which is the lowest I've ever honestly been able to do on a long term, this will be very hard. You're going to be literally starving yourself. You're going to be literally out of energy. You're going to have such little calories that jogging is difficult. You can still do it, but it will be the hardest jog of your life. Now, if you're eating on a surplus, as in you're bulking, you want to, build up your muscle. Again, this is all about specialization, but if you're on like a 3,000 calorie surplus, so for me, that would mean I would be eating well over 5,000 calories a day, which I've done. I have honestly done that. You really can't jog. I mean, you're going to be so fat and just so blah and so out of breath, and it's really going to hamper your body to be at that much of a surplus. So if you want just fast for a day, and then after you fasted for a day, you're going to feel amazing, and you'll be able to continue jogging, no problem. But eating at that much of a surplus, like you just went out and just ate buffets all day, like it's some kind of food challenge, it's going to hurt you so bad you can't jog. So don't think that there's something wrong or that you're unable to jog. It's simply you ate too much damn food the previous day. Just rest for a day and don't eat anything else, and you'll be fine. Now, we're not really going to go too deep into specializing here on this video because it's introductory, but if you really did want to jog and have a specialization so you can jog for 1 hour without rest, which makes you a top 1% human on the planet or something, I know that sounds crazy, or at least in America, I guess. You would do a similar program. Week 1, jog 10 minutes, rest once, repeat 4 times, so you're jogging 40 minutes and resting 4 minutes. Week 2, jog 15, rest 1, repeat 3 times, jog week 3, jog 17. Week 4, jog 18. Week 5 is different. You jog 22. On the first day, you jog 22 minutes. You repeat 2 more times after 1 minute rest. Then on day 4, you would jog 25 minutes, repeating, twice over. And then on your 7th day of week 5, you jog 30 minutes, you rest once, you jog 30 minutes, you rest once. And then finally on week 6, you jog 1 hour straight without resting. And that is what people call Bridge to 10K, I believe. And it's a pretty basic program. The first one I explained was Couch to 5K, very popular. Probably the most efficient one that I've ever done for running, so that's why I'm sharing it with you. And once you've achieved the ability to jog for 30 minutes without rest consecutively, you will unlock the following abilities and perks. Running, the ability to move fast, increase your movement speed. Sprinting, you can burn lots of stamina to go really fast. You will have auto jog unlocked, which means you can turn your brain off as you move forward, which is really nice. Super nice. It's an XP boost to all muscle gain by a pretty good amount. And so this is why you unlock jogging first, because you want to stack XP boosts. So talking non-gamer terms here for a second, it means that when you do want to build muscle and actually increase the power of your lifts and lift heavier and harder weights, you will advance much faster than someone who has no cardio at all. And it will also allow you to recover faster when you do decide to pursue weightlifting, all right? If you do. So you want to recover as fast as possible from the gym so that you can grind the gym more. It's kind of like one of those gotcha pay-to-win phone games. Anyway, also having jogging unlocked allows you to have resistances, not immunities, but resistances to cardiovascular problems like heart attack and stuff. All right, now that's just what doctors say. I haven't experienced any of these issues yet, but I know they're coming. They're in the family. They're in the bloodline. I'm going to get them no matter what. But I do have a higher chance of surviving them by having jogging unlocked, all right? And better blood flow. And you know what that means, boys. You know what that means, lads. That means more time in the bedroom. Oh, yeah. Now, let's talk about the basics of mental motivation. Why do you diet? Why do you exercise? Well, dieting saves you money. It makes you better than 90% of humans if you do it. You can find friends easier. You get a girlfriend. You can do better at your job. You can just try it for 1 month to see how you feel doing it. And I'm going to tell you right now, dieting is hell. It's going to make you feel like crap. It's going to make you feel lower energy. It's not nearly as fun as gorging at buffets and eating all the junk food. Of course. But everything else that comes after, if you do it, is well worth it. So exercise. It's the same as above, but it's amplified, all right? It also helps you fight or survive bad situations. It helps you get promoted more so than, like, imagine, if you've ever worked in any kind of environment, if you're fit versus if you're fat, you're more likely to get promoted if you're fit under most circumstances. It really depends on your boss, I guess, if they're the envious type or not. But anyway, it helps you keep the girlfriend, all right? And it opens up way more opportunities than if you're a fat slob. You will have way more energy for everything, not just physical stuff, but even like sitting down and playing an MMORPG for 16 hours. If you are fit, you will be able to play video games longer. You'll be able to sit down and do menial tasks longer. It just lets you do everything easier and better than you currently are doing it. And think of it like maxing out your in real life character stats. Again, these are all basic things, but these don't really help you get into the swing of things, so let's talk about that now. And now some basic mental tips and tricks. So for dieting specifically, you're going to look at all the fast food and all the unhealthy, greasy, nasty, high-calorie, low-protein foods as slop, all right? You're going to look at it as Big Sugar is the big bad villain of the story, and they're trying to get you to eat their poison, and you're not going to eat the slop anymore. The slop is what is thrown into the trough for all the cattle, the pigs and the cows, And the chickens, that's what they eat. They eat the slop. You're going to rise above it. You're not going to eat the slop anymore. McDonald's, it's slop. You're going to get angry. You're going to get mad. You're going to get pissed off. You're going to remember all the damn times that McDonald's messed up your order. You know, I was there the other day, and I ordered a Big Mac, and they forgot my slice of cheese. You're just, okay. All right, I'm just taking the piss here, but you're going to get mad. Every single time a restaurant or a fast food place, like you go to Taco Bell and you order a taco, you get like a teaspoon of meat in it. It's stupid. It doesn't look like the commercials. You need to be angry at these places. You need to be upset that they are stealing your money. If I go right now to a local taco place and order one beef taco, I will pay $2.50 for that taco. I can get a pound of ground beef for like $3 to $4. That's so, like for what, 2 teaspoons of a scooped seasoned meat? I can season it better than they can. Get angry. Get angry at these places. They don't deserve your money anymore. You're not going to give them your freaking hard-earned money. You're going to also get addicted. You're going to get addicted to feeling healthy. Just eat clean for a month or two, and that feeling is going to feel divine. It's going to feel like blah, your brain is exploding, and you're just like, how can I have done this to myself? You're going to get addicted to feeling superior to other people. You can go to McDonald's and just look around at the people. They're all sad. They're all upset. They're all hating life. They're angry. They're stressed. That's not you. Not anymore. Not anymore. Remember all the times that you went out and you had like a giant pizza and you just have heartburn and you feel sloggy and sluggish and slow and fat and weak and pathetic and no one's ever going to date you because of it, and you just need to remember all of these feelings all the time and get angry at them. It is not your fault. They scammed you. Like, yes, I understand. You can go to Domino's and get like a $6.99 whole pizza. You can go to Little Caesars and get a $7 whole pizza. That's a good deal. No, it's not. It's not a good deal because it makes you feel like shit. It makes you feel like crap. It's not a good deal. It's a scam. You're being scammed out of your money. And you eat the salad, you eat the chicken, you eat the healthy stuff. You're going to feel a million times better. Do you think that if you were in war, you had to fight to the death against an exact copy of you? Who's going to win? The guy that eats pizzas every day or the guy that eats chicken salads every day? Well, you're dead because you didn't eat the chicken salad. All right, now here's another little trick too. If you are just like really, really, really wanting that pizza, you really want the ice cream, just diet for 2 minutes. You're going to be like, okay, I will eat the pizza. I will eat the ice cream. But before I do that, I'm going to eat the chicken salad for 2 minutes. So you're going to make or have prepared or whatever the chicken salad. And you're going to sit there and you're going to eat that chicken salad for 2 whole minutes. And if you still want the pizza after that, then there's no help in it. You're going to have to get the pizza. You're just going to take an L that day. But I'm going to almost guarantee you that if you spent 2 minutes of your time eating that healthy salad or whatever it is that you've prepared, you're not going to want the pizza anymore. You're just not going to want it. And here's another trick too. A lot of the times you're craving these things because you need some sort of nutrient or whatever. Like here's the thing, like soda cravings. Let's say, you need a nice fountain drink Mountain Dew. Yes, Mountain Dew is sweet and tasty and it has lots of, caffeine and stuff, but your body isn't craving the sugary Mountain Dew. I mean, it is, but it really isn't. What it really is craving is all the ice that melts in your fountain drink that you sip on along with the Mountain Dew. That's what your body really wants. So if you go and you spend 2 minutes chugging ice water, and then you're like, okay, now do I want to go drive 5 minutes to the gas station and get myself a tall, nice, cold, crisp Mountain Dew? And if you still do, well, try the 2 minute method again if you have it in you. If you're really cracking and you're going insane and you're schizoing out, then go try to really control these cravings. And if you eat healthy more often than you don't, you will still be healthier than 99% of people. So again, every once in a while you may crack and go to the buffet or eat the pizza or the Mountain Dew or whatever it is that you crave. But again, these are just little tricks you can do to keep those little outbursts, from sprawling out of control. And then you go a whole month eating ice cream every day and pizzas, and then you got fat and you lost your ability to jog. So again, these are just little mental tricks. All right, more tricks, and these get a little silly. So, food doppelgangers. So, you just got to replace your cravings with things that are healthier. For instance, if I like nacho chips and cheese, instead of eating corn chips and cheese, I would eat chopped up cucumbers. Those are similar to chips. They're round. I can dip them in stuff. And instead of cheese, I would do like ranch or Italian dressing. That's not really the healthiest choice, right? Or salsa. You know, I know it sounds really cringe and stupid to dip a freaking slice of cucumber into some salsa, but it's low calorie and it's tasty, and you know, it's something to chew on while you watch stuff. And I'm going to talk about that in a bit. The next is celebrity mimicry, and a lot of people, they have like a favorite celebrity or some crap, right? I personally don't. I think celebs are cringe. But if your favorite celebrity is, I don't know celebrities. Would their favorite celebrity gorge out on a Chicago style pizza? Probably not. So why are you doing it, right? The next one, and a big one, is no eating while watching. This is a big habit. If you're a binge watcher of anime, movies, YouTube, Twitch streams, and you almost always have a snack, like, oh, a bowl of popcorn, bowl of chips, you know, some kind of, instant dinner, or, cup noodles or whatever, then you got to stop eating while you watch stuff. You just have to stop it. You're going to have to distract your hands. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this too. I'll just do it now. So for me, video games are the biggest distraction to food, right? If you get really deep into a game and you play for hours on end, you just forget to eat. It's great. It's one of the better ways to stave off hunger. And the fun thing about hunger, I should have put this on the screen, is that it comes in waves. You can get really, really hungry and your brain's like, feed me, feed me. And then after you ignore it for a while, it goes away. It screws off. It comes back later. That way it makes sure you don't die. But it does go away. And then at that time, you can either, snack on something healthy or go to bed or go exercise, because it won't bug you in the middle of a set, usually. All right, next up is the schizo talk to yourself thing. And you're just going to constantly talk to yourself about why you should or shouldn't eat that food. You'll be like driving by the old burger place. You're like, I hate that place. That place has crappy employees. They forgot my pickles that day. You have to constantly just talk to yourself, and that'll distract you from eating the bad stuff. But you have to be in a position where you can talk to yourself without weirding out other people. So maybe like in your car, or if you live by yourself or something. But yeah. Otherwise, just keep it in your brain. Don't say it out loud. Next up is the Cells at Work anime. Have you ever seen Cells at Work? It's about, it's kind of like Osmosis Jones, but it's an anime. So like your red blood cells and your white blood cells, they're all little cute anime characters. And the first season, it's all cutesy dootsy. It's a healthy body. Everyone's happy and there's no stress. And then it goes grim dark. Cells at Work, Code Black. All the blood cells are rush. The cell walls are like very small. The dude's an alcoholic. He's a chain smoker. He eats the worst diet, so there's like plaque everywhere along the walls. It's all gross and sticky. So you need to think of your body as cells at work. There's cute little anime girls in your body, and if you feed them the junk food, then they're going to be sad and overstressed and overworked and die and have a horrible life. And you want to give them the good life, right? So there you go. Next up is the contrarian mindset. Do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. Everyone else, there's a line wrapped around the McDonald's. Go eat at the Salad and Go. Okay? A whiteboard of shame. I love the whiteboard of shame. Every time you eat a junk food or you go over your calorie deficit or you binge on a pizza, you write it down. Day 78, I ate, 20 tacos from Taco Bell. I've never done that. That's insane. But you get the idea. You need to shame it. Get a red, dry erase marker and write that stuff on the board, okay? The junk food tax jar. This is like for couples. All right, and couples with money, I guess. I don't have money. But if you or your significant other does eat a snack meal, like they just can't handle it and they go get donuts, then they got to put they get feed, they get taxed. Oh, you want McDonald's? $5 in the junk food tax jar. All right, think of it like when you diet, you're getting an XP boost. It hurts your character. It sucks. It makes you feel run down when you're dieting. Of course, that's just natural. That's how human survival is. But that pain is an XP boost, okay? When you're not dieting, your XP comes down to a trickle. You're not grinding as hard. And sometimes if you eat the wrong foods too often or too long or too much, it's an XP penalty. So you're leveling down. You're losing progress. So just think of it like that. All right, now for exercise, the 2-minute thing also works here. Just tell yourself, I'll work out for just 2 minutes, and then if I really don't feel good or feel like crap, I'll go do something else. And almost 99% of the time, by the time you get your ass out there and you're exercising for the 2 minutes, you're like, I got the momentum going, I got the ball rolling, I might as well keep going. And again, you spend that 2 minutes. Hopefully you live 2 minutes from a gym if you're doing the gym part. But, just that 2 minutes, just spend that 2 minutes, just put your damn shoes on, getting ready to go out. And most likely you'll follow through with it. Most likely, sometimes you really won't. Some days you just feel so down, so lethargic, so low energy. Like, I've driven to the gym before, stared at the door, and then turned around and went home and went back to bed. It's happened before, but it's happened like less than 3 times, okay? So maybe twice in my life, all right? Now, here's the thing, right? There's a whole lot of mental blockades for exercising. Like, yes, people are going to look at you exercising. They're going to judge you, all right? And if people hate on you for exercising, it's because they're envious, all right? Think of all the times you've been driving down the road and you see some guy with his shirt off and he's running down the road and you're like, F that guy. Screw that guy, dude. And you're just like randomly angry at him. You're not really angry at him. You don't know the guy. He's just some random bloke running down the road. You're angry at yourself for not also having the energy to go run down the road and look like he is, okay? Right? And a lot of people will be angry just at you if you run around outdoors. I live in the ghetto. People get angry for the dumbest things, okay? Like, I've had people, like, I'll be running down the road, and, like, some dude will be yelling at me and stuff, and then I look in the car, and it's because this girl was eyeing me, and he was jealous. And it's like, well, bro, maybe you should go run, too. Right? Okay? And, you're going to have these random doofuses, especially in the ghetto, just shout crap from their cars. Like, I had one guy, like, I was crossing the street, and he goes, "Run, Forrest, run!" I'm like, I've never even seen that movie. I don't really get it, right? And it's like, huh? What? And he's just some doofus in an old-ass car, and, that's probably has a drug problem, has covered his body in tattoos, and ate McDonald's 3 times that day. So, it sucks to be him, right? Now, you gotta learn to look down on these people that cast judgment on you. Don't be like, oh, it's okay, blah, blah, blah. Nah, they're lesser beings. They're creatures. They are lesser beings than you. You are superior to them because you are exercising. And you can look all throughout history, and that's how the Romans felt when they exercised versus people that didn't. It's just part of being a human, and the sooner you own up to it, the sooner you let go of mainstream media's grip on your brain, the sooner you can unlock your full potential as a human, okay? And yes, people will hate you for bettering yourself. That's just how it is, okay? You can be like at the company, get together, or you can just be at work and someone brought some homemade candy and they're like, hey, or it's someone's birthday at the office. I've never worked in an office, okay? Only ever done fast food and retail, but it's someone's birthday, so the boss man buys a big old cake to share with all the employees. And so when you turn down that cake, they're angry at themselves that they too can't resist the allure of the cake. All right. And, looking back, there was like this one goth chick that I worked with, for a little bit. And every time there was a birthday or, a special thing and there was free food in the break room, I was like, hey, you want some cake? And she'd be like, no. And I just asked her one day, I'm like, why not? And she's like, well, if I eat the cake, it's too many calories and it'll mess up my figure and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh, okay. And, I'm pretty open-minded. I'm like, okay, yeah. So she's trying to better herself and keep her form and figure. And that makes sense, right? And I wasn't angry or anything. As the boss man, I wasn't angry. But there will be simpler-minded creatures that will get upset with you for denying free food or for exercising. People, like, every time I would hire, like, a new guy and put him in, like, dairy or somewhere, and he's, like, freaking 6 foot jacked. He's got muscles bulging. The dude's clearly healthy, does MMA, all that stuff. And all the girls are fawning over him. And all the guys are getting mad. They're all in the break room like, screw that guy. I hate that guy. Let's get him fired. Yeah. And it's like, no. Look, you want to be on the 1% on this one for health. You don't want to be with the majority who are fat and lazy and they drink Bud Lights on a Friday night, getting high in their mom's house, okay? You don't want to be those people. So, again, these are all mental things that you have to tell yourself and remind yourself every single day that they're losers and you're a winner, okay? So, again, they're going to hate you for bettering yourself. Screw them. They are not worth your time. You are above and beyond them at this point. All right? You need to get angry. All right? You need to be angry at anything that's happened in your life. Did you get bullied in school? Did you get beat up, thrown into the trash can, or slammed into a wall? Did some girl cheat on you or sleep around or break up with you? good. Go hit the gym, bro. Go hit that freaking gym. Go for a run. Use that anger. Get pissed off. Get angry. And use that anger to fuel your workout, okay? But also, do realize that if you're having trouble sleeping or you're addicted to having really crazy dreams, and that's, you don't have much going on in your life, then exercising will let you sleep better, longer, and have more vivid dreams, okay? Also, just get bored of your current hobbies. Let's say you're a NEET. You don't work, you don't do anything, you play video games all day. Well, all the video games are crap. Time to go run, go pick up some weights. Why not? Might as well until the next big game comes out or whatever it is. If your hobby is model trains and there's no new model trains coming out for the next couple months, hey, that's 2 months you can go for a run and you'll be happier that you did it, okay? It's real simple stuff here. All right, now time for the miscellaneous stuff. So let's start with gear. And no, I don't mean steroids or anything. I don't believe in any of that kind of stuff. So I just want to talk just basic of the basic. This is a very introductory type of video. So there's a lot of people who have no idea what to use, what to wear, or anything. So I want to go over deodorants. Now, you absolutely want to use a deodorant when you're, especially in public, running around or lifting or doing any kind of strenuous exercise. My favorite, and again, nothing in this video is a paid sponsorship. Nothing is an ad. None of these companies have reached out to me to shill their products. This is just specifically what I like and use. I have tried almost all the deodorants. Now, I think that Right Guard, the gel, the one on screen here, is my absolute favorite. I think it's the most potent, and this thing eliminates smells better than anything else, all right? From what I've tried, okay? There could be a better one out there, but from all the different ones I've ever tried, this is my top choice. It's also cheap. It's very cheap. Next up is an anti-chafe stick. So Body Glide is what I use. This thing is like $7 at Target. It is mandatory if you do running. If you do any kind of running, unless you are like bow-legged or you have very narrow, whatevers. But for me, if I don't use Body Glide, if I don't put this between my legs, I will chafe an insane amount and rub my skin absolutely raw and put myself in agony with like a week of recovery time. This thing is mandatory for not rubbing my skin completely off and bleeding. I'm not joking. All right, not only does this thing help prevent chafing, but it also prevents all the cysts that build up in my upper thighs, all right? Next up is good shoes. Now, I grew up in the ghetto, and I'm still in the ghetto. I'm still poor. However, I grew up as a poor kid with, hand-me-down donated shoes and Payless shoes. And boy, oh boy, are actual name brand shoes a game changer. Now, I don't know about your feet, but for me, I like Nike Free Runners. I have tried Pumas several times in my life, and they all suck, even though they're like the top shoe for dance gamers. I've tried a bunch of different brands, but Nike is my favorite. I know they're not the best of the best company, but it's what I can run easiest in, and I go for Free Runners because it's more of a natural thing. And I was barefoot for a good chunk of my early years when not forced to be in school. But other than that, it's just a shoe for me. You're gonna have to find what shoe works for you. Next up is sweat wicking clothes. Now, if you're wearing a regular t-shirt and pants, jeans, that's not running attire. You can go to like Academy Sports and Outdoors and go pay $6 for a sweat wicking shirt. It'll last you a few years, and get the shorts too and underwear. Might as well get the whole package because these things will really, really lighten the load on you as a character, allowing you to run longer and easier, and they're just better to work out in my opinion. Next up is a club store membership. This is Costco or Sam's Club for United States people. If you're in some other country, I don't know, maybe Tesco, do they have a membership? But this gets you access to the $5 rotisserie chickens, giant multiple pound bags of salad for very cheap. If I go to a regular grocery store and I want 1 pound of salad, it's like $5. If I go to Sam's and buy a salad, it's like $3 for 2 pounds. So I'm saving a lot of money there. You're just gonna save a lot of money on the food that you buy and eat. Canned chicken, canned tuna, that stuff adds up. Salads, dressings, noodles, just whatever it is you decide to eat, whatever you decide to diet with. The memberships are going to pay for themselves very quickly. Next up is how to deal with the Charlie horses and cramps you will get from exercising for the first time in your life. Charlie horses is going to happen 100% regardless of your health state if you have not jogged or ran in a long time. And even if you don't run, if you just diet, the lack of calories and certain things that you're normally eating will have you cramp like hell in the night. Your body will be like, feed me, and it's going to cramp the hell out of you. So how do you counter or combat these cramps? All right, so my favorite is V8 Spicy Low Sodium. Now, this thing is it's just a shot of potassium. It's low calorie, it's low sodium, obviously. The low sodium version specifically has more potassium. That's why we get it. I've only found this at Walmart's. Almost no one sells this thing. You might have to order it online. Next up is cherry and coconut water and watermelon. So cherry juice. All right, it doesn't matter if it's from concentrate or not. Who cares? Don't worry about that. Get the cheapest you can. But make sure that everything here is 100%. Okay? 100% cherry juice. It has to say 100%. Don't worry if it's organic or not. I just took a random screenshot of one that I found on Google. It is what it is. It's not the one that I drink. I've never been into a Trader Joe's or a Sprouts before. But next up is coconut water. And just make sure it's 100% coconut water and not with added crap or whatever. And then for watermelon, I just mean the fruit watermelon, not like a watermelon juice or anything, just a watermelon. Seedless, seeded, yellow, doesn't matter. Just get whatever you want. And then finally, vitamins. Now, most of this is because when you exercise and when you diet, you are going to lose resistances to illness. If I take a long break from exercise and I start up again, I will almost always catch a cold, but maybe that's just living in the ghetto. And so vitamins D, I take 2,000 IU, and I take all chewable forms because I'm a big baby and can't swallow pills, but I take vitamin D, 2,000 IU, one a day, vitamin C, B6, and a zinc, a chewable. That's kind of a mix of the three, and I don't remember the dosages or the amounts, but it's a low amount. It's just basically getting your vitamin B6 and your vitamin C helps you not get sick as often. B6 is some energy. Zinc is for the ladies. And no, I'm not going to tell you what it does. Use your imagination. Now, more on the cooking side of things, you're going to want a food scale. The most important thing on this list is a food scale. Without a food scale to measure your food out, you won't know how much calories you're consuming. It's literally impossible. I mean, there are silly, stupid, barbaric ways of counting calories without one, but just pay like $6, get the cheapest one you can find. And the way it works is you like put a bowl on it, you turn the scale on, it'll zero out. Then when you throw chicken in or cottage cheese or whatever it is you want to eat, it'll tell you how much it is in ounces, milligrams, grams, etc. And you can figure out from there how much calories it is by doing some quick and easy Google searches. And then, again, without a food scale, you can't diet properly. I just don't think it's efficient to diet without one. Next up is an egg cooker. Now, I know you can just boil eggs in a pot for 15 minutes and then cool them off. That's easy, right? However, the egg cooker saves so much more time. It's so much more ergonomic. It's literally put a little dab of water in it and forget it. Let it steam the eggs. And then when you peel the eggs, they peel so much easier. It saves you an infinite amount of time. And when you're dieting, you're going to be eating a lot of eggs. Most likely, probably. And so this thing is essential. They're like $5. They're so cheap, and they're a workhorse. These things, I use them like every other day, like forever. You're going to want, I use 2 egg cookers. I'm cooking for me and my girlfriend both. We use 2 egg cookers, and then that's good for 3 to 4 days, right? Next up is pots, pans, and a cutting board. You're not going to be able to cook and prepare food without pots and pans and a cutting board. So it's kind of necessary. You can get the cheapest ones. Don't get the fancy, expensive crap. And then you're going to need a chef's knife. Again, get the cheapest one. I use like a $5 chef's knife. It's fine. I even bought the sharpening stuff for it, and I don't notice a difference. You know, it's not like on the TV where you can slice a paper-thin thing of tomatoes. Who cares? You're dieting. It doesn't matter. You don't need it, right? Just anything they can cut or shank a thing. That's all you need, right? And then next up, you want a kettle so you could boil water efficiently. Yeah, you could boil water in the microwave like a barbarian, or barbarians had microwaves, what? Or you can boil water in a pot. I know, but the kettle is just way easier and so much faster and more efficient. And you may be thinking, well, why would I need a kettle for dieting? Well, if you want unsweet teas, if you want to brew coffee or whatever, unsweetened, of course, then you're just gonna want a kettle, dude. I use it every day, every single day. For the last like 20 years, I've used a kettle, okay? And now here's one, a water filter. If you're okay with drinking the fluoride-stained tap water and roasting your brain, that's fine, whatever. Okay, you do you. If you're rich and fancy and you want to buy the bottled water, you do you. For me, I just get a basic water filter, and then I fill it with tap water. It filters the tap water, hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a water scientist. And then I put the pitcher in the fridge, and now I have purified water, just like in our video games, that is used to craft so many wonderful things, okay? And with that purified water, you can make purified ice cubes. You can make all sorts of water-based things with your purified water. It's just nice to have. Now, this is just the start of your fitness journey. And by the way, if you followed through the video and you've unlocked jogging, as in you can jog 30 minutes without need for rest, congratulations, you've now unlocked plus 100 calories to your diet and 5 additional to your protein intake per day. So there you go. You've earned it, and your body is now built up more than it ever has been before. So your body is now burning more calories daily, and you're going to be hungrier than ever, so you really need that 100 calories. But anyway, that's the video. I appreciate you watching. If this video does well, if this video does good, then I will make more fitness videos, but this is testing the waters. There's a whole lot more to learn, discover, a whole different bunch of specialized paths you can take, and we could talk about all of that, but it really depends. Did this video get lots of views, or did this video only get like 1,000? We'll see. We'll save all that info for another video, but again, this is just the best possible start to fitness, not the full guide to your full life of fitness or anything of that sort. It's just the start. It's the best possible start. It's better than any other fitness start guide I've ever seen online, and I just made it for a future version of myself that hits his head or goes back in time but keeps all his YouTube videos. I don't know. That's a weird anime concept. I'll see you later. Click the video on the right side of your screen, and if you don't click it, then you're going to get injured in the next 2 weeks, and you're going to have to take a few weeks off, and yeah, there you go. Mwah.